chapter 6, we're going to start off. It's going to talk about the Earth, the different layers of the Earth. Real quickly, I'm going to read some of this with you for you, but basically just said Earth was made up of different materials, different densities, different how tightly packed some of those particles are put together. The heavier stuff sank to the middle and formed our core. The less dense stuff kind of became part of our surface. Earth layers have different properties. They each allow energy to travel through it, kind of like if you throw a pebble in a pond, the energy can spreads out in ripples. It does the same thing through the Earth's inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Different densities make it go through faster or slower. But I did just say we do have an inner core. It's solid metal. They think it's probably nickel or iron. The outer core is a liquid metal. Then we got the mantle, which is kind of the thickest layer, and the crust is the one we sit on. If you kind of think about it this way, the crust is like the skin of an apple. The mantle is like the white part of the apple. The outer core is kind of where the seeds are being held, and the inner core is kind of like the seeds themselves. The lithosphere and the asthenosphere, if you want to break it down, those are other names for the top layers of the Earth. The crust and the very top of the mantle is called the lithosphere. The asthenosphere is just a little bit lower, and it's still the upper part of the mantle is still kind of the softer rock, and the lithosphere is the solid rock. So if you can remember it that way. The Earth is made up of these many plates of solid rocks that are kind of just floating on the top of the magma of the mantle. They're called tectonic plates. These plates cover continents and oceans. They kind of just fit together like puzzles in pieces of a puzzle. Here's a couple videos. Here's one video right here I'm going to show you, and it's going to be showing the layers of the Earth.
Layers of the Earth. Throw your hands up for the layers of the Earth. Throw them up for what's below the surface. Throw your hands up and let's discuss the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Throw your hands up for the layers of the Earth. Throw them up for what's below the surface. Throw your hands up and let's discuss the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Yeah. The layer we'll discuss first is the central inner core in the center of the Earth. A solid ball buried below the dirt.
We believe it's primarily metallic iron.
You can never take a trip to the inner core, right? The heat will burn you up 9,000 Fahrenheit, 4,000 miles below the Earth's crust. One down, three to go, y'all. 1,800 miles from the tip top. The outer core is hard at work and it don't stop. It's busy spinning around the inner core. This steady movement causes Earth's magnetism. Ranging before the 9,000 degrees, it contributes 1/5 of the heat flowing to you and me. It's liquid metal that violently flows. So let it settle when you're ready, let me know. Just hands up for the layers of the Earth. Throw them up for what's below the surface. Throw your hands up and let's discuss the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Throw your hands up for the layers of the Earth. Throw them up for what's below the surface. Throw your hands up and let's discuss the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Yeah. The middle layer is the largest of the class, about half of our planet's mass. The mantle is composed of very hot, dense rocks that move and flow, always on the go. They never lie, never stop, and responsible for tectonic shift.
Please believe.
Earth's plates are adrift. It's pretty thick, y'all, and the heat is awesome. 1,600 at the top, 4,000 at the bottom. The continental crust surface is where we breathe. A lot of rock up to 25 miles deep. The oceanic crust is just next door. It's 3 to 5 miles thick below the ocean floor.
Earth's surface.
70% H2O.
Where you get all that water?
Salty sea flow. The rest is fresh water in the glaciers, ice caps, and snow. Let me see you throw your hands up for the layers of the Earth. Throw them up for what's below the surface. Throw your hands up and let's discuss the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Throw your hands up for the layers of the Earth. Throw them up for what's below the surface. Throw your hands up and let's discuss the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust.
that. That actually was probably one of the best things I've ever heard when it's talking about the layers of the earth. Now here's a rap from another teacher that put this together, and if you listen to it and you look at the words, and you really get a good sense of all the different layers of the earth.
You know what it is. Crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle. Yeah. You know what it is. Crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle. Yeah. You know what it is. Crust moving cause of plate tectonics. Yeah. Mantles like plastic. And the core is really dense and metallic. Memorize a song and you know everything about the crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle. Moving on down, there are two more layers called the outer core and the core, outer core and the core. Mr. Lee, science teacher at it again. Sick flow, spitting that regurgitation. Ready to begin, so without further ado, I'ma hop up on this fresh beat so I can teach you about the layers of the earth. First things first, the outermost layer is called the crust, filled with dirt and rocks and sand. I hope you understand. The crust is a layer on top of which we stand. It's made out of rocks, mostly igneous. Oceanic crust, the densest and the skinniest. Sinks below some other clustering subduction, which might result in a volcano and eruption. Yeah, you know what it is. Crust moving cause of plate tectonics. Yeah, mantles like plastic. And the core is really dense and metallic. Memorize a song and you know everything about the crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle. Moving on down, there are two more layers called the outer core and the core, outer core and the core. Go down to the ocean floor, you'll see that it is getting new rock by a process known as sea floor spreading. The continents fit together, something like a puzzle. They're moving so slow, like a center in the huddle. Used to be a supercontinent, Pangea. Then they moved apart. Continental drift, see ya. Since they're always moving, there's a great amount of stress. Tension, compression, and shearing will be on the test. Yeah, you know what it is. Crust moving cause of plate tectonics. Yeah, mantles like plastic. And the core is really dense and metallic. Memorize a song and you know everything about the crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle. Moving on down, there are two more layers called the outer core and the core, outer core and the core. When the rock breaks, there's a crack called a fault. Usually plates are locked up like a ball, but when the stress builds up, the pressure's too great. The ground starts shaking because of an earthquake. Why do plates move? I hope you heard the lesson when I said it's from the heating of the mantle by convection. The track's running out, the only thing missing. The inner core is solid and the outer core is liquid. Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, you know what it is. Memorize a song and you know everything about the crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle. Moving on down, there are two more layers called the outer core and the core, outer core and the core. Yeah, you know what it is. Crust moving cause of plate tectonics. Yeah, mantles like plastic. And the core is really dense and metallic. Memorize a song and you know everything about the crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle, crust and mantle. Moving on down, there are two more layers called the outer core and the core, outer core and the core.
Right, so I hope you learned what you needed to learn about the layers of the earth, the crust, the mantle, the outer core and inner core. The lithosphere and the asthenosphere. A couple things that weren't in the videos, but one of them was talking about continental crust. I just want to make sure you get across that the continental crust is thicker than the oceanic crust by 20 miles or so, but it's less dense. It's not tightly packed together. It's not as tightly packed together. And the oceanic crust is thinner, but it's more dense. It's solid. It's more solid. So hopefully you get that. Hopefully you understood that. When you listen to this and you get done taking your note sheet, jump right into the 6.1 study guide and be ready for the quiz tomorrow.